everyone, I'm saying this is a VVIP point to be considered. Something known as signpost language. The term may sound a bit unfamiliar, I can understand, but you really know this. Signpost language means, think of signpost language like the green signboards on the road. When we drive and feel lost, those boards guide us this way, next turn, final destination. Similarly, signpost language guides your listener, in this case, your examiner, through your answer. It tells them where your idea starts, where it is going next, and when you are finishing. Without signposts, your speech feels scattered. With signposts, your answer becomes clear, organized, and examiner friendly. Say, for example, see, it helps us to give direction and connection to our statements. Signposting for adding information. Whenever you are planning to give extra information, try to go for words like besides that, in addition. See, besides that, one second, I'm annotating. In addition, what is more? This kind of starters, this kind of words can be given. Can you see what I have annotated? Is it visible? Let me know, please. Can you see? Is it visible now? Because it will take some time to showcase, that is why. See, whenever you're planning to add information in the chat box, I can drop, okay? So that you can copy paste the same. Whenever you're planning to explain something, like adding information, go for besides that. In addition, what is more? Besides that, I practice speaking daily. In addition, I watch English shows. What is more? I learn new vocabulary every day. So whenever you're planning to give all these kind of extra starters, examiner will get a clear-cut idea regarding what you're planning to explain further. That will obviously give good impression. Then, for sequencing ideas, this is very important. Whenever you're planning to explain something in a chronological order, in a sequential, in a structured manner, go for these lingers. First of all, in the chat box I am sharing, because the screen is too low to share all the information, that's why. First of all, I make a study plan. After that, I take a mock test. Finally, I analyze my mistakes. So this is actually explaining the process. First of all, after that, finally. So sequencing ideas can be done with signpost language. And whenever you're planning to give examples, add these words before giving examples. For example, I enjoy creative subjects. Like for instance, English and arts. To give you an idea, I wrote stories in school. All these are appropriate starters to give examples. Example giving is an integral part of answer justification, especially in your part 2 and part 3. You can make use of these lingers. Part 2 and part 3 of IELTS speaking. Then, when you want to express opinion, you can say, personally, I feel that, in my opinion, I strongly believe that. All these kind of, lingers, signpost language, these phrases can be used before giving your opinion. I truly believe that, I firmly believe that, I strongly believe that, personally I feel that, in my perspective, in my viewpoint, in my standpoint, in my opinion. You can use any of these words. Then, if you want to clarify something, if you want to explain something, go for these phrases. See, what I mean is practice builds confidence. To put it simply, you improve by speaking more. Let me explain clearly. Pronunciation needs repetition. All these are actually words which will help you to create a good impression on your examiner. A below average user will never ever consider the presence of word, signpost language. They don't even know it. But you being an above average user should try to accommodate those words. Do you understand? Are you with me? Clear? Let me know, please. Done? I have shared those notes with you in the chat box itself so that you can access it. Otherwise, if I share it in the word on screen, it will get deleted as app. Okay. Now, if you want to conclude something, yes. All in all, to sum up, to encapsulate, hammering the last nail. Hammering the last nail is actually an idiom. Any of these words, phrases can be used. All in all, to sum up. So overall, use it and you will see the difference. Can I give you a model answer which I have written for the cue card? Ready? Now?
Yes.
Shall I showcase? Okay. Here you go. Yes, not this one. Yes, here. See? Sample answer. I have written it for you. One unforgettable meal I tried for the very first time was sushi, a famous Japanese delicacy that combines vinegared rice, fresh seafood, and thinly sliced vegetables. Although it is quite popular worldwide, see the dependent clause. I had always been a bit hesitant to give it a go because the idea of eating raw fish didn't sound particularly appealing or comforting to me. Now, this is what you mean by complex sentence. And we have already discussed it, didn't we? Then, what was the next bulletin point? Let me just showcase you the question here. Yes. When and where you had it, who you were with, and explain how you felt when you tried it for the first time. So, yes. It was around 2 years ago when I went out for dinner with a few of my colleagues at a newly opened Japanese restaurant in Kochi. The ambience was elegant and minimalistic, and the aroma of the soy sauce and seaweed filled the air, instantly setting the mood. One of my friends, who had spent a few years in London, insisted that I step out of my comfort zone and try authentic sushi for the first time. At first, I was rather skeptical, but as the saying goes, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Or you can even say no pain, no gain, but actually no pain, no gain is related to, what struggles and then achieving the output. So nothing ventured, nothing gained. When the platter arrived, it looked like a piece of art. Colorful rolls, neatly arranged with pickled ginger and wasabi on the side. I cautiously picked up a piece with chopsticks, dipped it lightly in sauce, and took a bite. To my surprise, it tasted refreshingly light, yet bursting with flavor. The combination of soft rice, tangy fish, and the subtle crunch of the vegetables created a perfect balance. From that moment, I realized how wrong my assumptions had been. I felt adventurous, liberated, and genuinely proud of myself for trying something new, different. Since then, I have occasionally craved sushi and even encouraged my friends to give it a try. Now I am summarizing my speech here. All in all, it was a turning point in my culinary journey, a reminder that life is too short to stick to the same old flavors. And sometimes taking the plunge can lead to the most delightful and unexpected discoveries. So I am an IELTS instructor who has been working in this industry for the past 7 years. So for me, it will come effortlessly. For others who are from different schools of studies, will take some time. Okay, so don't worry. Are you convinced? Do you get an idea regarding how it went? How to structure? I have used good amount of collocations and idioms here. You can see the same. Is that visible? Collocation, first one, unforgettable meal. Unforgettable meal means that's a very strong natural phrase, meaning a meal that is impossible to forget. Why it works? Because it sounds expressive and native. Then very first time, it's a standard collocation used to emphasize the first experience. It adds clarity and gives emphasis. I step out of my comfort zone. What do you mean by that? Step out of my comfort zone. Tell me, please. Step out of my comfort zone. To try something you are not used to do outside your usual habits. Perfect for describing trying sushi for the first time. Elegant and minimalistic atmosphere. What do you mean by that? It's a common adjective pair I have used. Gives a vivid picture of the restaurant. The listener will identify a lot. I mean, the listener will get a lot of visual images. They will exactly feel the emotion you are saying. Do you understand all this? Is that clear? Is that clear? Let me know, please.
Yes, ma'am.
See, culinary journey, perfect balance, bursting with the flavor. All these are worth good amount of collocations. Bursting with flavor means it's a food-related collocation, meaning full of very strong taste. Makes the food sound rich and appealing. So the usage of all these idioms, collocations, and signpost language will obviously make your performance unique from that of the others.